more proof that not much has changed under this government when it comes to deporting foreign criminals. Today we learned that a convicted child sex offender and a Lebanese man who was part of a large-scale drug operation have been spared deportation and will remain in Australia, despite the former Immigration Minister Andrew Giles telling the Parliament he had fixed his notorious Ministerial Direction 99. Now, both men in this instance were assessed by the Administrative Appeals Tribunal under Giles' replacement direction, so the second direction, but it seems it's no better than the first one in terms of keeping Australians safe. For more on these damaging revelations, let's bring in Shadow Attorney-General Michaela Cash. Senator, welcome. I mean, this was a firestorm for the government earlier in the year. Andrew Giles tells the Parliament he's fixed things, he's had a mop-up direction put in, and then we find this happens. Clearly, he's not fixed anything.
Well, not only that, Mr Albanese, as the Prime Minister, should also be taking responsibility for the failed direction. Peter, at the time, Peter Dutton said the direction as drafted by Mr Giles will fail because you are not making ties to the community a secondary consideration. So Labor were on notice, despite the warnings from Peter Dutton and the opposition, despite saying to them, this is what you need to do, all talk. They told the people of Australia they'd solve the problem. But what have we now seen? A child sex offender, one of the many released out into the community by Andrew Giles, is allowed to stay in Australia. If I was Mr Albanese, I would be fronting the Australian people and saying, I have directed my new minister, Tony Burke, to withdraw the Giles direction and implement what the coalition had said, what Peter Dutton had said needed to happen. So this is, quite frankly, it is failure on behalf of Giles, but more than that, it is failure on behalf of Mr Albanese to keep Australia and Australians safe. Peter, this is a child sex offender. Quite frankly, you don't get more disgusting.
If you can drive a truck through the first direction and then under pressure he issues another direction, why 8 months on are they not even trying to use the preventative detention orders that you passed through the Parliament in a rush in December? They have not even put an application in, Michaela Cash.
No. And this is the issue, Peter, and I'd say to the Australian people, judge them by their actions, not their words. Labor are not committed to the safety of the Australian community. Labor have clearly shown they are prepared to put the alleged rights of child sex offenders, pedophiles, murderers and a contract killer before the best interests of the Australian community. Peter Dutton told Anthony Albanese what he needed to do to ensure that the AAT had the clear ability to deport these people. Mr Albanese did not listen, but Peter, he deliberately did not listen because their heart is not with the Australian people. It is with protecting the rights, and their actions show this, pedophiles, child rapists, murderers and a contract killer. Judge them by their actions, not their words.